Attention passionate Seattle SeahawkS fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SeahawkS fans. Let's get to the news all right. Guys, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could be a game changer for the Seahawks, defense, and honestly, for the entire NFC West. Rumors are swirling around a potential blockbuster trade that could see the Seahawks make a bold move to bolster their secondary. Specifically, there's talk about the possibility of trading for Derwin James, the elite safety from the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, I know what you're thinking. Derwin James, that's a huge name. And you're right, he's a game changer, a player who could elevate the Seahawks' defense from good to elite, and that's exactly what this team needs if they're serious about making a real push in 2024 and beyond. First, let's get into who Derwin James really is. This guy is not just any safety. At 29, he's in the prime of his career, and he's proven to be one of the most versatile and impactful safeties in the league. Last season, he put up some eye-popping numbers: 98 tackles, 5 interceptions, 12 pass breakups, and 3 forced fumbles. His PFF coverage grade was an outstanding 91, and his run support was equally impressive at 87. Across his career, James has accumulated over 550 tackles, 18 interceptions, and 45 pass breakups. His EPA per coverage is around 15, which is excellent for a safety. He's a guy who can do it all: cover, support the run, blitz, and make game-changing plays. Now the Chargers, after finishing 7-10 in 2025, are in a bit of a rebuild mode. They have a cap situation that's not ideal, around $30 million available, but with a significant dead cap hit of $10 million for Justin Herbert. Their priority right now is to rebuild that offensive line, which PFF grades at about 67. And they aim to extend Bosa and other key players. The idea here is that trading James could free up some cap space, something in the ballpark of about $13 million, and allow them to focus on rebuilding their roster, especially along the offensive line. But why would the Seahawks be interested? Well, for starters, their backfield has been lacking that elite, versatile safety who can step in and make a difference against top-tier receivers. And let's face it, the Seahawks' secondary has had its issues. Injuries to Cross and Lucas have exposed some vulnerabilities. Adding a guy like James would not only shore up that secondary, but also add a playmaker capable of elevating the entire unit. With the Seahawks projected to have around $65 to $70 million in cap space, they are in a prime position to make a splash. The team has been investing heavily in their defense, especially after dealing with injuries last season, and a player like James could be the final piece to push them over the top. Now, let's talk about what James could bring to Seattle. If he lands with the Seahawks, projections show around 110 tackles in the upcoming season, with a huge boost, up to plus 22%, in coverage efficiency, raising their coverage grade from around 81% to nearly perfect 99%. That's a massive upgrade. His presence would cut down big plays given up, interceptions that could shift momentum, and the ability to cover elite receivers like Kupp or Chase in crucial moments. His versatility is his greatest strength. He can cover tight ends, slot receivers, and even support the run game effectively. Plus, his aggressive style and knack for forcing turnovers could help the Seahawks turn their defense into a real strength, a kind of defensive juggernaut that few teams can handle. Let's not forget, James is a proven playoff performer, with a career total of 7 interceptions in the postseason. That kind of experience is invaluable, especially for a team that's aiming to get back to the Super Bowl. His ability to elevate the defense in critical moments could be the difference-maker in a tightly contested playoff run. The Seahawks have been looking to build a defense that can hold its own against the best defenses in the league, and adding a player of James's caliber would send a loud message. They're serious about contending. Looking at the bigger picture, this trade could also have ripple effects on the division. The NFC West is getting more competitive every year, with teams like the 49ers, Rams, and Cardinals all making moves to improve. If Seattle manages to acquire James, they would not only improve their chances in 2024, but also set themselves up for sustained success. A strong, versatile safety can help neutralize some of the league's best offenses, Think about how James could help contain the likes of Cup, Chase, and others, while also boosting the team's confidence on every snap. And there's another interesting angle here. The odds for Seattle winning Super Bowl LXI have been climbing. Currently, they sit around +1, 200 odds, but if they manage to make a move for a player like James, those odds could tighten even further, reflecting increased confidence in their championship potential. The Seahawks have been building quietly but steadily, adding pieces and developing their young talent, and a trade for James would be a statement move. It would show they're all in, aiming for that ring and ready to compete at the highest level. Now, I know some fans might be wondering about the risk involved. Trading assets for a player like James isn't a small move. The Seahawks would need to give up draft picks or maybe a player or two, and that's always a gamble. But if you look at the potential payoff, an elite safety leading a dominant defense, boosting the team's chances of a deep playoff run, that's a risk worth taking. Plus, Seattle's front office has shown they're not afraid to make bold moves when the opportunity arises. Remember the trade for Jamal Adams a couple of years ago? That was a big swing, and it paid off in many ways. This could be another step in their evolution, a chance to cement their legacy as a team that's willing to go all in for a Super Bowl. Of course, nothing is set in stone yet, and there are plenty of moving parts. The Chargers are in a rebuild, and they will likely look for the best possible value in return. The Seahawks, on the other hand, need to balance cap considerations, roster needs, and their long-term vision. But the buzz is real, and the potential is exciting. If they pull this off, it could be one of the most impactful trades of the offseason, propelling the Seahawks into a new era of dominance. And let's not forget, the Seahawks are already on an upward trajectory. With Geno Smith leading the offense, a solid core of young talent, and now the possibility of adding a game-changing safety, this team looks poised to make serious noise. The defense especially is shaping up to be a force to be reckoned with, especially if they can add that extra piece of elite talent. Imagine a Seahawks secondary with James patrolling the backfield, covering, supporting the run, forcing turnovers. This is the kind of defense that can carry a team deep into the playoffs. So to sum it all up, the potential acquisition of Derwin James by the Seahawks represents a bold, strategic move that could redefine their roster and strategy moving forward. It's a move that combines proven talent, playoff experience, and game-changing ability. Whether it happens or not, the mere possibility has fans buzzing and division rivals sweating. The Seahawks are clearly looking to stay competitive and aggressive, and adding a player like James would be a massive statement of intent. It's about building a team that can not only contend but dominate, and this move could be the catalyst that takes them to the next level. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster? Do you believe bringing Derwin James to Seattle could be the move that pushes us over the edge? Would you trade away some draft picks or players to make it happen? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the future of the Seahawks. As always, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seahawks news. We're heading into an exciting offseason, and the possibilities are endless. Let's keep the passion alive and get ready for what could be a historic chapter in Seahawks history. Go Hawks!